Shalom. Koholot Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahakwadash. Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father. Bahashem means in the name. Yahweh Shai would be the true name of the Son of the Heavenly Father, who the world knows Jesus Christ, but his true ancient Hebrew name is Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and other bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutations to the Lord's elect, teaching in truth and sincerity. For the sake of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and straight to the point. Yes, and contrary to Christian belief, being cleansed by the words of the Lord does not thrust you into this atmosphere of love. You know, you love everybody. You want to see everybody saved. You know, you go out on this quest to spread the gospel, and mainly the gospel to a Christian is really John 3:16. For God so loved the world. No, that's not the spirit that you develop when you're cleansed by the words of Yahweh by Shema Shai. In fact, you develop a new spirit of vexation. You see, you become more vexed with things here in this world because ultimately, once you're cleansed, you come into your righteous lot. You see, in which when you consider Lot, yes, well, one thing that got Lot saved in his time was his vexation with the place that he was in. Yes, Sodom and Gomorrah. You see, because real quick, this is 2 Peter chapter 2 and start at verse 6. It says, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. You see, so when you consider the things that was taking place in Sodom and Gomorrah, well, those actions and deeds was vexing our forefather righteous Lot. You see, which made him stand out from those who was actually partaking in those events, man. But just continuing on, it says, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, in which you go into that conversation, you know, that goes into your conduct, you see, your manner of person. But it says, for that righteous man dwelling among them in sin and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds, you see? So yes, Lot had the words of Yahweh by Shema Shai. So that pretty much severed him from the people that was in the society that he was in. You know, and that ultimately made him vexed. You see, when you have the words of the Lord, you're not on this quest of loving everybody, trying to save everybody. You know, no, you pretty much sever yourself. You know, the Elder Rum, he often give an analogy, you know, down here in the Birmingham camp of a mechanic and a guy in an all white linen suit. You see, he often say that if you in an all white suit, the last thing that you want to see is a mechanic. You know, a nigga that's been under a car all day, you pull up to a mechanic shop, you pretty much going to be in the standoffish type of spirit. You're going to be in the car. You know, you're not going to get it. It's not going to be a doubt. None of that, man. And this is pretty much our views towards the world. Yes, we have a more standoffish type of spirit because of the ways of the world is filthy. And the Lord has made us cleansed by his word. You see, real quick. It's equivalent to you just getting your car washed. The last thing you would want to see is a lawn company blowing fucking leaves and dirt all in the street, man. Yes, this is John 15 and verse 3. It says, now you are clean through the word which I have spoken to you. You see? In which this word, it makes you clean, cleans up your inner man. So now your views, your outlook on things, you know, your decision making, everything is pretty much different now compared to the people in the world. And yes, it may be an offense unto them. Same going with a mechanic and a man in an all white linen suit. If the mechanic try to dap the man up in the linen suit and he don't dap him up, well, the mechanic might feel offended. But it's because the guy in the suit is clean. And, you know, the mechanic, where he will represent the people of the world, which pretty much got that Edomite filth on them, man. Stormed by way of the mind. You see, these people are not cleansed, man. You know, and even the different doctrines, philosophies, Thanksgiving. Yes, these are things that we detest now because our minds have been cleansed by the words of Yahweh by Shema Shai. You see, real quick, this is see, this is Psalms chapter 119 and verse 104. It says, through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore, I hate every false way. You see? Yes. So when you're cleansed by the words of the Lord, his precepts bring understanding. So therefore, the things that you was once involved in or the things that's hold to be reverenced here in this society, you start to hate it, man. You know, you have a detest for Christmas and Thanksgiving and all these different holidays and different festivities these people involve themselves in. Yes, you pretty much have a more standoff spirit now because the Lord has severed you by way of the mind by cleansing us by way of the truth, man. Yes, this put us to the side while these fucking Americans, you know, they carry out in their unlawful deeds, man. You know, and this even goes back to real quick, because that being cleansed, it leads you to sign and crime. Real quick, this is Ezekiel 9 and verse 4. It says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. You see? Yes, so there's men here in the society that's actually sighing and crying to the Lord for the abominations of the wicked deeds of these Americans, man. You know? And that's you being severed. But what severed you? The words of the Lord. You know, us being cleansed by the washing of water by way of the word. Now the precepts, it gave us a better understanding. So that false way, which is pretty much America in a nutshell, because this place, it teaches falsehood. So now you have a sincere, genuinely hate for this place, man. So, man, so you crying out to the Lord for the abominations. And the Lord is going to set us aside, Lord willing, of that precious number. The Lord is going to set us aside like he did our forefather righteous Lot, because we have come into our righteous lot, and he's going to destroy this place as well as these people. And Lord willing, we be delivered, just like in the times of Lot. Lot was delivered. He was severed, delivered, and the whole land, those people in Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed, man. You see? Yes, it says, and to the others, he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark. And began in my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Now that mark, right? That mark exempts you from judgment. Lot, our forefather righteous Lot, had that mark. Noah had that mark. You see? But our forefather righteous Lot, he was vexed, man. You know, when you come into the truth, you know, and the Lord truly cleanse you, the things that you was once involved with, you fling it away from you, man, like a mistress cloth. Oh, real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 22. Yes, it says, matter of fact, I'm starting at verse 21. It says, and thy ear shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. When ye turn to the right hand and when ye turn to the left, ye shall defile also the covering of thy graven images of silver and the ornaments of thy molten images of gold. Thou shalt cast them away as a minstrel's cloth. Thou shalt say unto it, get thee hence, man. Get that shit away from me. This is our response when a Christian approaches us, man. Because, yes, that minstrel's cloth, you know, it's like you. Those are molten images. You see, are those graven images? Those are those different customs, those different spiritual practices or deities that you used to deal with. Some brothers used to be with Allah. Some brothers used to do witchcraft, man. Some brothers used to be heavy into Christianity. You know? But yet, when the Lord cleans you by way of the word, you cast those things away like a minstrel's cloth. You know? And imagine that. You lay your head down on a towel, Just to realize it's a bloody towel, your fucking woman. You gonna fling it, man. What the fuck? Well, this is our response towards, Christianity and these different spiritual practices. You see the truth. When you are cleansed, like a Christian would say, I've been touched by the Lord. It doesn't make you love things, man. You actually develop a spirit of hate, of vexation for the things of the world and even for the people, man. Because the Lord said good is set against evil. The righteous against the unrighteous, for the lack of better terms. So yes, you're pretty much at odds with things, man. You don't come to the Lord and learn how to love people. No, you're going to learn how to hate these people, man. You see? King David said, I hate them with a perfect hatred. I deem, roughly paraphrase, I deem them my enemies. You see, because really these people are enemies to the Lord. A Christian, a modern day Christian, he's an enemy unto the cross. You see? As well as all these other different practices, man. So you're not off if you just had this vexed, frustrated hate spirit on you, man. Because you in a fucking wicked society. This is the height of iniquity. It gonna get no worse than this, man. Well, a tranny, you can somehow find a tranny somewhere, man. But yes, that vexation is ultimately going to lead to deliverance, man, because the Lord, like the Elder Corner Wolf often say, the Lord, he loves your hate for this place, but your love, he hates your love for it, man. You see, because this place is a forbidden fruit that's going to be destroyed, and those who are partaking in that forbidden fruit, they're going to be destroyed right along with this place, man. So yeah, I pray that you was edified. I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwa Dash. Lord willing, to this video. Shalom.